Hello, my name is Anwar Androun, and this is the Module 12 assignment, Fission 101, my learned scientific concepts throughout the course. Once again, my name is Anwar Androun, and to start off, the first concept I would like to talk about is creaming or mechanical leavening. And basically, mechanical leavening is a mechanism utilized in baking cakes in which there are agents used to create air bubbles for the sole purpose of helping baked products come about properly. Additionally, this scientific concept is also involved in helping to release gas from the developing product while it's baking, in which optimal volume and a good texture can come about as a result. The science here revolves around the use of vapor, carbon dioxide, and water, or air, oxygen, to distribute gases and create air bubbles in batters or doughs. And then chemical leavening actually involves the action of an acid on bicarbonate to release carbon dioxide for proper aeration of dough. Next, I'd like to talk about the second concept that I have here, which is beating eggs, which involves aeration of eggs. And there's actually a lot of science behind this, very similar to mechanical leavening, but a different constituent. And basically, when it comes to beating eggs and providing for aeration in them as a result, the process of beating is ultimately used so that the protein in the egg whites can form a membrane of sorts around the involved air bubbles, and the beating as a result leads to the breaking down of chemical bonds involved in the solid form of the pre-beaten eggs, which leads to uncoiling and incorporation of air overall. This is useful because when the emerging air bubbles are manipulated via uncovering and heating, the gas inside them gets heated, leading to a constituent expansion, which is desirable in the baking of cakes and cookies and provides for proper texture, appearance, and even fluffiness. Next, I'd like to talk about my third concept, which is fermentation, which I learned throughout the course. And I have a nice diagram here, which shows exactly how the process goes. Basically, fermentation is utilized primarily for the creation of products such as wine, sauerkraut, cheeses, and even bread. Basically, the whole purpose of fermentation revolves around it being able to produce energy via the breakdown of glucose anaerobically for the net production of 2 ATP and 2 NADH. Something that's interesting about fermentation is that the NADH can actually be recycled into NAD+, which allows the continual utilization of this process for more and more energy. And a unique and desirable taste in foods can come about from this reaction, and it's been utilized for thousands of years. It's actually said that in the 1700s, interestingly enough, that wine was safer to drink than water, which is crazy to think about and definitely exemplifies the utilization of fermentation in the past and the importance of it. Next, I'd like to talk about the fourth concept I have here, which is the Maillard reaction, and as it relates to French fries, which we talked about in the course. The Maillard reaction is utilized in the creating of French fries, which I've just said, in which it's a process or chemical reaction where the reduction of concurrent sugars react with amino acids present to form a mixture of compounds and resulting in favorable aromas and flavoring of foods indicative of the characteristic of emerging browning, which is what we see when we're frying potato. Interestingly enough, this reaction is also known for producing acrylamide when used for French fries, which is thought to cause cancer in animals when exposed to high doses, but this is still being researched. Finally, I have the scientific concept of pasteurization as it relates to milk, which we spoke about in the course. And basically, its use in milk, it's a process involving the heating of milk to very specific temperatures to eliminate the involved milk bacteria involved, which is deemed harmful for humans to involve themselves with. This process is one of the greatest breakthrough findings in scientific history, as it provides for a prevention of the acquiring of harmful diseases like listeriosis, tuberculosis, and much more from ingested foods, specifically milk. After milk is heated in this way, it's almost always cooled, packaged, and shipped out for our use in grocery stores. And pasteurization is just extremely important. Drinking non-pasteurized milk has a high occurrence of diseases in many people, so it's very important for this to continue to be utilized. And yeah, that's the 5 concepts that I've learned in Fission 101. Thank you.